Hello, Mark South, HurricaneTrack.com. Here it is, 11:51 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and I want to go over my latest thoughts on Lane. For those of you that are here or have loved ones, friends, family here, so forth, you probably have had enough Lane for a lifetime, so I'm going to be fairly brief, but I do want to give you sort of my 2 cents on things. Looking at the satellite imagery, you can see as plain as I can that it's not nearly as organized as it was over the past, excuse me, my poor throat, over the past couple of days, and but that doesn't mean that the core in here has been disrupted just yet. I think it is still fairly intact. Overall, though, it's got sort of this sharp edge to it, indicating that the shear is taking a toll. But this feathered look to the clouds over here, some outflow trying to reestablish itself. The stronger Lane remains, the more north and east it will be before it decouples from the, basically think of that it gets sheared apart, that the low-level center separates from all of this tremendous upward motion that we have here, creating all that thunderstorm activity, high wind, and heavy rain. Once all that gets separated out, then the low-level center of Lane would, start to turn more to the west. When that happens is the key to the finale of this whole saga, and I don't have the answer for that. I just don't. We're going to have to watch it on radar. The forecast from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center, the official center forecast, is for it to turn northwest by 8 a.m. Saturday, fairly well to the southwest of Oahu right here, but that's the core. The heavy rain, though, would be overspreading all of these islands well beforehand, in fact, probably over the next 6 to 8 hours, and then a westward turn as it weakens, and the southwesterly shear, etc., stays on top of it, and it further decouples more than likely. However, this could change, and I'm going to show you something at the end here that is very important, and I'll save it for the end just because I want to sort of leave it in your head. This is one of those situations where I'm not messing around like I ever do, but I'm very, very serious about the finale to this, so to speak, okay? So the radar, a little bit of a break real quick just to show you the composite. Still some rain showers over most of the islands, especially the southeast portion, except for Kauai, not too bad. The rain shield itself, though, is coming, where it's just heavy rain, very, very gusty winds coming in, tropical storm force winds, that kind of thing. That's still several hours away, fortunately, from Maui and Oahu and the islands in between. I haven't memorized all their names yet, my apologies, but basically you still have a few hours before it really sets in and the troops arrive, so to speak, on our doorstep. And I say our because I'm here too. I'm right over here in the Kapolei area, or Kapolei. I swear. It's been a long day. I've only been here a day. It's crazy. I'm not in Honolulu proper. I'm a little bit farther to the west. Anyhow, let me show you this right here. So this was the snippet here on Storm 2K, the message board from the discussion, okay? And they have highlighted it and underlined it. And I'm just going to read it to you. Note that on this track, Hurricane Lane continues to approach the main Hawaiian Islands, so there is no reason to believe that anyone is safe in the warning area. Assuming Lane begins to weaken and decouple before or after it hits the islands, Lane is forecast to come increasingly under the influence of the low-level easterlies. That's what I was telling you about earlier. The low-level swirl or the low-level low-pressure center would decouple and go off to the east, while the mass of storms and everything else would die out and get blown away to the northeast. So to continue here, under the influence of the low-level easterlies and begin tracking westward, the center. Again, the exact time and the point that this happens is highly, uncertain. That is extremely concerning to me. Again, the exact time when this will occur remains highly uncertain. It doesn't say more uncertainty than usual. They got a pretty good adverb in there. Is that an adverb? I think with an ly. Highly uncertain. And only a small delay in this decoupling could bring Lane farther north. This will produce considerably worse conditions over the islands. And even if it remains right smack dab on their forecast track, significant impacts are expected for the Hawaiian Islands. So please take this very seriously. It hasn't done much for everybody except the Big Island for the most part, but don't let that throw you off. Looking at this, that's Lane, all of that right there, not the center that's tucked away in here somewhere. I mean, that's the core, but that's not what, you're not worried about that blue dot that I just drew. You're worried about all of this. You should be. You should take it very seriously. Very heavy rain, flooding, maybe as much as 40 inches when all is said and done of rainfall. This could be Hawaii's Harvey, depending on how everything pans out. And I do not use that at all lightly. And considering that was 1 year ago, starting today, it's amazing, isn't it? What a coincidence. So I'm going to get some sleep, a few hours. I'll get up. I'm going to do another video. I know that the East Coast being 6 hours ahead, it's just weird. I'll do as much of these as I can, and then hopefully during the day, Friday, I will be on YouTube live, if not all the time, then as many blocks of time as I can, as much as I can. And I encourage you to follow what I'm saying on Twitter as well. Remember this right over here, the title card, HurricaneTrack on Twitter, and you can follow when I post something, and I can do that pretty much anywhere. All right, time for some sleep. If you're in Hawaii, if you're worried about people in Hawaii, I feel you. I can feel it. As the Phil Collins song goes, I can feel it in the air tonight. Feel it coming. It's definitely, the air is muggy, it's heavy, a lot of energy, and I think this is going to have a pretty negative outcome, but I just don't know exactly what's going to happen. And sometimes I think the truth, by saying that, is the right way to go. Instead of, well, I think it's going to be okay. We'll see. All right, time for me to get some sleep. Hopefully you all as well. If you're in the area, go to bed. You need your rest. I am Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. Thank you for watching, listening, whatever. I'll have more for you during the day on Friday.